Hey guys, how you doing? It's Jonathan. For those of you that don't know me, um, we're going to do a session today. It's probably going to be about 30 minutes because I've been doing intermittent or intermediate fasting today. So I haven't eaten for like 8 hours. Had a coffee though, so I'm going to have my dinner in about 30 minutes or about 45 minutes. So I wanted to take you through today's confidence coaching session. I've made some notes here, and it's like it says on the title. In a second, you guys can also get your questions in as well straight away, and I'll read them. So, confidence coaching with me, Jonathan. Coffee shops are great for overcoming social anxiety. So, I made some notes today whilst in the coffee shop drinking coffee. I don't know about you guys, but I love coffee and I'm not willing to give it up anytime soon. Although I've given up a lot of other negative food addictions. Not saying that coffee's negative, but there's a massive conversation at the moment that's kind of going around as to is coffee good or not? Is too much good? A certain amount? Everyone's got their own opinion. Anyway, so on reflection with the weekend confidence program that I ran last weekend, it brought me to the conclusion that I've come to before through experience, having coached so many clients from all around the world for almost 11 years now, and having overcome my own social anxiety, that coffee shops are great for doing exposure therapy for social anxiety. For those of you that don't know what exposure therapy is, it's just kind of a fancy word that psychologists or therapists use, which is really just in plain, simple language what I teach, which is facing your fear. Whatever your fear is, in this case, it's human interaction, it's people, it's exposure to being outside of your house, coffee shops, public places. So one takes it upon oneself to push themselves into the direction of the very thing that they fear. And through a consistent process of doing that, one will eventually become more desensitized to the fears and the anxieties and the insecurities and the doubts and the negative thoughts that their fear is invoking in them. So, exposure therapy, which is more the fancy term for what I've been teaching for a long time, obviously it has to kind of be applied with intelligence and awareness and professional, someone who's an expert with support, because everyone's version of exposure therapy is going to be a bit different, being everyone's anxieties are at different levels. So, for example, I won't coach every client the same because I might get a client, it's always inevitable, who's got really bad social anxiety, like they're really nervous being out in public, talking to me, being in coffee shops. So my approach will be more gentle because they won't be able to handle it until they become more confident, more relaxed, and then I can push them further. Whereas someone who has less social anxiety, I push him in the deep end quicker. I don't literally push them in the deep end in a swimming pool, but I will, push them further because they're able to handle it. So what I'm saying is you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone other than yourself, and that's how you're going to really succeed with this. So I've written this today, so I'm going to repeat it because it will help a lot of people, and it helped me to do this talk. Now, coffee shops are great for doing exposure therapy for social anxiety. My confidence coaching is very simple but effective at getting you used to being around people in a closed environment like a coffee shop. For people who have severe social anxiety, it can be extremely difficult for them to leave their house, let alone sit in a coffee shop and have a conversation with their confidence coach or a friend or someone else. This is something that I do with all my clients because it works so well with regards to helping them to build confidence and reduce their social anxiety. The next step with exposure therapy and with the confidence coaching that I do for people would be, to encourage them to speak to a friend or to me, their coach, or whoever it may be, whilst in a coffee shop, whilst drinking coffee. which can be obviously very difficult for someone who's very socially anxious around people because they might have a fear of stuttering in front of people or the person that they're talking to. And they're also going to have a fear of being judged by others, even though these things are not true. You know, people fear these things and they think these things when they're suffering from bad social anxiety and an anxiety disorder in general. So I've written here, this is actually the exercise that I personally use myself to overcome social anxiety before I set up my own business and started coaching people successfully, doing public talks, traveling, you know, running events, going on dates, building relationships, and so forth. So the affirmation that I used and that I'd love to share with you guys now, if you're listening and you're keen to improve this area of your life, is changing the perception of the word difficult. Instead of saying it's difficult, which obviously it is to begin with, you know, going out the house, going to coffee shops, talking to people, change the word difficult to an opportunity to grow in confidence. I'll explain a little bit more about that later on in other videos, and I've gone into it, and I will go into it another time. Sorry. This is the practice of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what I taught on last weekend's weekend program, and I've taught it for many years. Good to see you, Undisputed Man. What's up? No, I'm great. Just come from the gym. Had a good day today. What about you, man? So, yeah, this practice of exposure therapy, also known as taking action on your social anxiety, is a life changing practice that will transform every aspect of your life for anyone who becomes a consistent practitioner of exposure therapy. This is what I did on last weekend's confidence program with the guys. The clients felt uncomfortable initially because we were in Starbucks and I was coaching them in Starbucks, and obviously there were other people around. However, after about 30 minutes, I started to observe that the clients that I was working with, these guys were great. They started to get more comfortable in themselves and they started to open up about their goals, their challenges, with regards to talking to people and being confident in themselves and going forward in their lives. The purpose of this exercise is to, first and foremost, stop caring about what other people think about you and to also get good at speaking in public places without fear of judgment, scrutiny, or rejection. But obviously, whilst respecting other people, you know, just being able to, you know, let me just ask you a question, right, guys? The next time you're in a coffee shop, just do some positive observations and look around. And what you'll always see, unless it's empty, you'll always see people talking, conversing. And I love it when I see that. I saw it today. I was in Starbucks and I noticed that people are talking in groups of, sometimes they're on their own, they're on their phone, or they're with their two or threes. And you'll notice people talking. And that's really where I want to get you guys to, where you can enjoy being in public with a friend or a group, etc. So, on a practical level, it's simple in that all you have to do for a person who's really socially anxious is leave your house, go to a coffee shop, and practice talking to people. The biggest battle is with your own thoughts and emotions. It's with the negative inner voice, which will try and talk you out of leaving the house, socializing, moving forward in your life, etc. Your job is to fight the negative voice and don't listen to it. You know, I've wrote here, follow your heart. Stop listening to the negative voice because it's lying to you, which it is in pretty much 99.9% of the time. That negative inner critic is lying to you. Most people are very friendly and very understanding when you sit down and you take the time to talk to them with honesty and openness. I've just gone on to say here, for some of you that have never met me before, you know, I used to have severe social anxiety before I started coaching other people in this area. So I know what you're going through, but I also know that you can overcome your fears, you can build confidence and achieve your goals. So I've got this easy saying that I started saying in the last few months, right? Makes me laugh. I say it to my friend, but it's true. Don't get bitter, get better. This basically means don't allow the people in your life or in your past that have hurt you to make you bitter. Instead, use the pain and the anxiety to become the best person you can possibly be. A great mindset, a great attitude. It is a literal thing if you practice it, right? We'll talk more about that in other videos. I'll let you guys meditate or pray or affirm on that. So that's it for now. I'll teach you guys some more stuff once you complete this exercise. So yeah, I'll put this on my social media. I appreciate that, Craig. So again, just a quick plug. If any of you would love to rapidly overcome your social anxiety with exposure therapy, I'm doing another weekend confidence program for social anxiety and building confidence in about 3 weeks' time. April the 1st and the 2nd, the weekend confidence program gives you the extra support you need to overcome your social anxiety. As always, I'll be taking a maximum of 4 clients or students. If you're interested, send me an email at my email address, which is johnnyberba88@gmail.com. My email address is underneath all my videos. If you cannot make this date, but you would like to book or inquire about a future date for a weekend program, send me an email. I'll check my schedule and I'll arrange something for you. And I just want to quickly say, some people, and I don't mind, they like doing the weekend program with me one on one. They don't want to do it in a group, and that's brilliant. And I've been doing that regularly, and I really enjoy that. But for those of you that want to do it in a group, so you're not the only one, you want to have that group support, then just let me know. But yeah, the next weekend program for getting over social anxiety, exposure therapy, confidence with women, with people, with life is April the 1st and the 2nd. So give me a shout, guys. I will be promoting the program, and God willing, it will sell out like the other ones. So anyway, that's me. That's the program. Now moving on to questions and a few other things that I want to add. I just want to say that I really appreciate the support. The channel's growing. I've looked at the analytics. The views are getting more. The watch time, the subscribers. More importantly than that stuff, I know that I'm making a bigger impact, and so are all of you, right? So that's a great thing as well. Now, what I've also done is here, if I've got time to get through this, I want to share with you some more things about confidence coaching, how it can help you, right? That's great, man. Good to hear, Undisputed, man. What's up, Craig? Thanks for coming on the Instagram live stream. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, my coaching is in other areas. It's not just with that area that you spoke about. It's really about working on your life. So that's exactly what I do in my coaching, Undisputed. Well done. So that's a sign of good growth on your part there. Yeah, good luck with your interview, Brent or Jimmy. The both names. Good luck, man. Interviews are great. They're great for exposure. That is how you get over anxiety and build confidence and move forward. Right. So I'll read a little bit about my confidence coaching. This is for the 1 year program, but this is the whole coaching that I've been doing, a lot of my new coaching. So confidence coaching is very straightforward. It's firstly about being honest about what you're fearful of. It's then secondly about taking action on your fears. I always use goal setting as a way to motivate my clients to focus on facing their fears consistently and achieving their goals. You gain confidence from facing your fears. Even if you fail at first and you don't get the results you want, i.e., the job that you want, uh, improvement in your finances, losing weight, public speaking, making friends, traveling, becoming the best version of yourself. If you fail at your first or second attempt, keep going, because the act of taking action on your goals, facing fears, that improves confidence, 100% lowers social anxiety, anxiety in general. You also gain confidence from committing to a goal long term, which is one of the things that I help my clients to do on my 1 year program or the shorter term programs. You gain confidence from having honest conversations with your coach, with me, friends, family, or new people that you meet. Taking practical action on your social anxiety consistently builds confidence. and it changes your mindset from a negative one to a positive one. Just going on here to say that, I only accept committed clients on my paid programs who are consistently going to take action. Otherwise, I can't work with people that are not committed because it just doesn't work. If you're committed to changing your life, then I can definitely help you. One of my clients, Philip, and both Adam, they're both committed. They're both doing my 1 year program, and they're both really committed. So just explaining to you the value of commitment and what accountability is. So generally, like I said with the coffee shops, I take my clients to positive and relaxed environments to do the coaching sessions, like coffee shops, hotels, where we can discuss their challenges and how I can help them to move forward in their life. My coaching sessions are great for overcoming social anxiety because you get to practice having honest conversations with me in a coffee shop, hotels, and environments where there are other people around. So it's great exposure. Now, a big part of my coaching, which is change, and the new part, which works very well, is the accountability. I hold all my clients accountable to their goals that we set on the 1 year program. For example, my client Philip, who's brilliant at doing the accountability, we set accountability in our sessions for him to do outside of our coaching sessions in his life. These are some of the examples of the things that he's done with the help and support of my confidence coaching. So he's gone to salsa classes, he's gone to the gym, he's socialized more with family, friends, new people, first dates. He's worked on his coaching business, he's improved his finances, and he's taken up public speaking, and he's helping other people with their confidence. So these are some of the lifestyle changes that I've helped my clients to successfully achieve. There's nothing stopping you from you guys doing this right now. You can do it right now without even having me coach you. You can start right now. Make a list of all the areas in your life that you're scared to face, all the things that you want to achieve. Most of them, sorry, are going to be centered around getting over social anxiety. Now, some of you might not refer to it as that. That's fine. Let's look at it as becoming the best person you can be. And that all starts obviously with you leaving the house. In my other videos, I explain something that I do every day, which transforms my mental health before I leave the house. Before I meet any person, a client, my mum, my dad, my brother, a girlfriend, friends. If I go out into the gym, I travel. Before I leave the house, one of the secrets I do is I fix my bed, I clean my apartment, I have a shower, I put on clean clothes, I get myself positive. So I'm leaving the house already with a winning mindset. And this is something that I teach any client who's open and wants to learn this. So you guys can do that. So basically, with my confidence coaching, I also take a life coaching approach, which is looking at areas where my clients can improve and want to improve, i.e., health and fitness, the gym, diet, socializing, finances, motivation, purpose, and goals. These are the main areas that any person in their right mind is going to want to succeed in and be happy. Now, what I love about these areas are, well, number one, I love these areas anyway, because I'm someone that loves socializing with positive people. I love the gym, I love public speaking, and I love improving in different areas, socializing, traveling, etc. The very nature of writing down these goals in these areas and focusing on these areas gives you confidence straight away. Just try it right now. Get your phone out like I do, get the notes section, write down, break down your life into different areas: your finances, your relationships, your diet, your physical training, your larger goals. If it's business, your career, you feel better when you write these things down. Most people fail to write these things down because they're afraid to admit their fears, and they're afraid to aim high in their life because of low self-esteem, being distracted, negative thinking, self-doubt, trauma, distractions. So this is a great exercise of focus. And this is one of the major things my client Phil said to me. He said, Jonathan, one of the major benefits and values that I get from your coaching is the focus and being present from sitting with you going over goals, talking, the coaching, the encouragement, the 2 hour conversations is focus. So it's not just being focused on your goals in your life for the future, but it's being focused when you're in a conversation with people. Most people are not focused because they're too anxious. They're thinking too much about what is the other person thinking about me, or they're worrying and thinking about that. They're distracted. A distracted mind cannot achieve success. I'll say that again. A distracted mind cannot achieve success because it doesn't have the focus to channel that positive energy and that drive and that effort into the very thing that you want to succeed in. So if you're not focused on eating a healthy diet, you're going to fail. So this is one of the major things um, that my clients massively improve from our coaching sessions. So just to give you guys a brief little introduction to some of the things that my confidence coaching specializes in, especially on the 1 year program. We specialize in goal setting, focus, weekly accountability, honest communication, socializing, taking action, and scheduling. I'll go more into those things in future videos and things like that. And obviously, if any of you are interested in my confidence coaching, send me an email. We can arrange a Zoom call and I can see if I can work with you and I can tell you more about how it works and how it can help you to achieve your goals. One thing I would love to know, if you guys can tell me today, what are your goals? Like, what are your long term goals? If you've got one goal, if you've got several goals, if you don't have goals, I really seriously want to encourage you to sit down and ask yourself, why don't you have goals? I've got goals. Goals help you to build confidence and happiness. I wouldn't have overcome my social anxiety and built a successful business and brand and got to speak to you lovely guys and work with so many great clients and help them if I didn't set goals in my early 20s. I would have had no direction in life. I'd have had no motivation. My anxiety would have got the better of me and it would have taught me out of moving forward. So goals serve so many different positive factors. Number one, goals stop you thinking in a negative way. Goals give you something to aim for and get out of bed every day. The very nature of goal setting increases one's confidence and self esteem. Goal setting has been used for years. All of the old school successful people, I guess, including me now, I'm going to be old school because age is catching up on me, even though I still look great, right? I feel great. You're only as good as you feel. But all the old school guys, Les Brown, Anthony Robbins, Brian Tracy, Zig Ziglar, the names go on and on. They all use goal setting to become successful, and they all teach it in their programs to their clients because it works. It's a no-brainer. But it doesn't surprise me now that when I do events and talks and I'm coaching people on confidence, motivation, success, the amount of people that I ask and say, "What is your goal?" and they just go blank. They get awkward. Um, they don't know what to say, and it's because of being distracted, not being conscious, getting caught up on the distractions of life. And sometimes people don't know, and that's fine. You don't know what you don't know until you know it. So goals are so important. I love goals. For my clients and for myself, guys, I'll share something personal with you. This is usually what I give in paid coaching. I'll give it to you for free today. I set short goals every day, daily goals. Every single day, I've got goals. This morning, my goal was to get out of bed as early as I can, clean the apartment, leave the house before midday, go to a coffee shop, work on my business, work on giving massive value, do that for 2 hours, have a coffee, hit the gym, do a great session in the gym. I did that. Do intermittent fasting, come home in the evening, do a live stream, and then make some healthy food and chill out. And then plan my next. I've got a client tomorrow. I did all those things. I feel great. Why? Because I set goals yesterday. I said I was going to do what I was going to do, and I did it. That is how you build confidence and self-esteem. Get in the habit, guys, of doing it from today. I'm telling you, you'll be a different person in the next couple of months. And let's just give a big thanks to the great Les Brown, because look, I'm going to be honest. Obviously, lots of things I've learned myself, and I've developed them. I developed these techniques and strategies and mindsets in my own coaching. But I've got to be honest, Les Brown helped me with so many things, and I love Les Brown. He changed my life. when I was in a very bad place in my life. And a lot of my um, confidence and success came off the back of Les Brown's motivation, his honesty, his heart, his story. And that's why I'm forever thankful for Les. And that's one of the practices that I encourage you guys to practice every day. That I used to hear it and think, oh, whatever, gratitude. Be grateful for anything in your life and be grateful for the people that have helped you. Never forget it. Because today, people are very quick to forget people that have helped them in their life. They're very quickly to move on and complain, and that just beats you down. Anyway, so I've just gone on to explain what is coaching, what is confidence coaching in its essence, and I wrote it down today to simplify it. In essence, confidence coaching is support. People need support to overcome their fears, build confidence, change the mindset, and achieve their goals. We all need support. Anyone who says, I don't need anyone, listen, that's their choice. But all successful people get support at some stage or another. Support changes your life. My clients make unbelievably fantastic changes in their lives because of the support that they receive from my confidence coaching. As I said, we all need support in our lives. No man or woman or person can do everything on their own. It's not possible. Smart people invest in mentors because they understand the value of investing in themselves, whereas unintelligent people, they don't, because they allow their pride to get in the way because they think they know better than high achieving successful people. That's their choice. Yep, like I said, I couldn't have achieved what I've done without the mentors. I said it earlier, the Les Browns, Jeff Thompson, Anthony Robbins. I've said it before. My dad has, been a mentor at many stages. Friends, so many people. I've just gone on to say here, before accepting anyone on my 1 year program, I need to have a conversation with you if you're interested on over the phone or on Zoom to see if you're suitable for the program. So yeah, that's about the program. So hopefully that gives you guys more of an insight as to what I do, what my coaching is about. I know some of you have been following me for a long time, so a lot of my coaching's changed, it's evolved, it's improved. Some of you are new to the channel, you've never met me before, so you know more about it. But more importantly as well, I want you guys to start applying these things now, because this is what I love about coaching and the coaching industry. When you get down to it, it's very, very simple. So why do so many people fail to apply it? Because they're distracted, they're not focused, they're in pain, they don't have the support, they're just kind of stuck in their head. But once you start practicing these habits every day, your success will start to increase. It's unbelievable. Wow, we got through the half an hour already. Oh, good to see you, Chris. I love to hear it, man. That makes me happy. The gym is currently my best hobby, and I'm glad I overcame that anxiety too. Oh, I'm over the moon you did it, man. That makes me so happy that you done it, man. That's great. More people on the channel will get motivated to do it. That's huge success right there, man. As one of my old girlfriends said, it was brilliant. It's the small things that are a big deal. No innuendo or pun intended. I really mean that. Right. Any questions, guys, about coaching, confidence, motivation? Oh, thanks for asking, Chris. That's kind of you. Yeah, the program went great. It was really good. Day one was quite light emotionally. We had a great time. Day two was challenging. But I always say to people, when I use the word challenge, don't hear that as a negative. Challenge means great, growing. So it was good. Yeah, I had two students on the program, including me, three. So we had a great time. I really appreciated it. Really enjoyed it. One of the gentlemen on the program had done my program years ago. He said it changed his life. It got him a relationship. Obviously, unfortunately, things happened. He went through some challenges, so he come back on the program to rebuild his confidence. So yeah, it was amazing, man. I always say it out loud, man. I'm very grateful for the good clients that I get in the business, and the experiences are amazing. That's where a lot of that's where a lot of the teaching comes from. It comes from the experience of teaching and learning. You never stop learning when you're teaching. You never do. One of the things that I do lately, and I want to encourage anyone listening, anyone who is a coach who runs a business or wants to start coaching people, ask your clients how you can help them, what's helping, why it's helping. I ask my clients all the time because it enables me to find out what is working, and then I can make videos on the channel and help more people. Because sometimes coaches make the mistake of doing a great job, but sometimes because we want to give so much and we really want to help and we've got a lot of experience, sometimes we fail to ask our clients, out of all the coaching, what's the one thing that you're getting the most value from? And often it's something simple that you wouldn't expect. And when I'm doing my business coaching, I'm helping one of my clients because he's becoming an amazing coach. I said this to him, make sure, don't be afraid when you're coaching your clients. They'll appreciate it. Don't be afraid at any point to ask them, how can you help them more and what is working, and then you're going to find out and become better. Yeah, that's great, Chris, that you've got your goals and it appears to me, I mean, I'm not with you, but I trust your word, and I get a sense that you're more positive even in your comments. You've been sticking at this for a long time, which is great. And with regards to your long-term goal, with wanting to meet a girl and get a relationship, keep working on your confidence, keep doing, the exposure with the groups that you're going to, the volleyball, and ask yourself as well, what more can you do as well on top of that to increase your chances? But like I've said before, the more you work on confidence and self-esteem, mindset, socializing, all the things that I talk about on the channel, the more you increase your chances of attracting someone into your life. But of course, on top of that, you don't have to just wait for someone to come into your life, which is a great thing. You can overcome your fear. And if you like a girl, ask her out, have a conversation with her, be honest. So it's all those things. Sometimes I find it difficult to distinguish the feelings between intuition telling me that something isn't right and facing a fear, for example, trying a new job. That's a good point. That happens to a lot of my clients. I think sometimes with that, you've just got to take a risk and do it and give it a shot. Unless your intuition is really strong and against you doing something, then I would listen to it. Because intuition is great, it's usually quite accurate, but you're right. Sometimes fear creeps in and it can trick you. And sometimes fear will get you to use your intuition as a way of deceiving you and not taking the action to hold you back. But you've made a good point, and that's where wisdom comes in, right? Because I get that sometimes clients will say to me, oh, am I making excuses and not facing my fears? Or is that just the right thing to do because I want to follow my values, my integrity, my intuition? And that's sometimes where um, I've got to be honest with them and tell them sometimes they are right. Sometimes I say, look, you are making the right decision. There is a distinction between saying, I'm not going to go and, um, I'm not going to go and I'm not going to go into this relationship, not because I'm scared to, because it doesn't feel right. The person doesn't feel right. That's the right decision, then great. But there are times when you got to say, I'm not going to let fear hold me back from pursuing this relationship because I've got a fear that I might get hurt. I'm going to take a chance. But yeah, again, it's a thing that you get better at over time. Great. Now we'll do some questions. I'm pleased that I completed my task, which was to share that information and value with you guys and educate you a bit more on my confidence coaching and how it works. What I am going to start doing over the weeks, one of my goals is I'm going to start breaking down my coaching because they're different areas and I want to explain to people. So, for example, I'll do a video on accountability, which is a big part of my coaching, and I love that. Years ago, I didn't used to appreciate what that meant until I started to practice accountability in my life and see the value that my clients got. Well, a lot of the things that you're saying there, Chris, they're all really great things. Activities, sports, judo. Okay, whilst I'm waiting for questions, a little bit on accountability. For me, accountability in the most simplistic way is basically, someone checking in um, on your habits. Like if you set a goal and you said, okay, it's Thursday today, and next Thursday I'm setting myself a goal to go to a social event, any social event to get more social. So in my coaching, if you as my client, I would check. I'd say, okay, we make a note of that. We set a goal, and the next session, I'd say, did you go to the event on Thursday? That's accountability. That's whether you hold yourself accountable, which, if I'm being honest, a lot of people fail to do, which is why they need coaches, or you have a coach that holds you accountable. My client Philip, every day without fail, he will send me an email of accountability, telling me what he's done, and that's accountability. So accountability can be over an email, it can be a phone call, or face to face. Basically, you holding yourself accountable for the goals that you set. So we all need accountability, and the reason why accountability is powerful, because without accountability and goals, we just get distracted. We just get lost in the tide. That was really cheesy, wasn't it? I can't believe being from the 80s. I love the 80s, but yeah, without accountability, you're not tracking your progress. So accountability puts positive pressure on an individual to push them to stay on their goals and their dreams and the right habits. And it works. Again, goal setting, accountability has been around for years because it works. But as the great Les Brown said, it works, but only if you work it. So you can't just say, well, I set a goal, I've got accountability, and I've got a bad attitude, and everything should change for me. No, you've got to put the effort in, even when you're working with a coach. And all these things increase self esteem, accountability, goal setting, motivation, discipline, taking action. While you guys can put any questions in anytime you want. By the way, if you're new to this channel and live stream, my name is Jonathan. I'm a confidence coach for men, and I help men to build confidence, and I help them to conquer their anxieties and things like that. So hit that subscribe button if you're getting value. What you also find is when you start getting into the habit of setting goals daily and long term goals and being accountable, you start to notice that your character strengthens. I say this all the time to my clients when sometimes they lose sight of the progress or they might be focusing too much on external goals. And I say, I understand. Look, everyone gets disappointed and impatient. Let's look at what is working. And then they realize, and it makes them their mindset change and they're happier, and that's the character improves because of being in the habit of setting goals, completing them, being accountable. Whether it's accountable for eating a healthier diet, whether it's an accountable for abstaining from porn addiction, for example, whether it's accountability for cleaning your apartment or socializing more or going to job interviews or being more proactive in your dating life. These habits improve your character. The absence of accountability and goal setting is detrimental to one's character long term. And what I mean by that is someone that's not accountable, lazy, procrastinates, doesn't take action, doesn't work hard, doesn't work on themselves, as Les Brown said, doesn't educate themselves, they just end up, the character end up getting weakened, and they don't improve as a result of poor self-discipline. I'm just going through some of my notes here. There's a lot of writing that I do in coaching accountability. Another thing that I would encourage people to do on this channel that I done myself, it changed my life, and I do it in my coaching for my clients. I made a note here. It's under lifestyle. There we go. So lifestyle and scheduling. So basically, what I get you to do is, or what you should do is, like, start to schedule your week, start to look at your life and say, well, how can I improve my lifestyle? And the quickest way to do that is joining a gym and using the facilities and going to the gym, joining other classes like Chris mentioned, whatever you enjoy, cooking, martial arts, boxing, improvisation, improv comedy, public speaking, salsa, dancing, activities that make you feel good, where you can meet people and improve yourself. And this lifestyle improvement improves your whole life. So sometimes people, they don't see the most obvious things. They're not happy in their life, and it's because they're not doing much. They're not working on their lifestyle. They're not doing new activities. Every day's Groundhog Day, and I understand that because I was like that many years ago when I had bad social anxiety. I didn't really do much in my life, and then I wondered why every day was depressing. Every day felt the same, Groundhog Day. So if you want to change things up, change the energy, change your inner state and your life outside, you've got to schedule. You've got to start looking at your life and going, right, Monday, what am I doing? Tuesday, what am I doing? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You get into a habit of doing that. All these things I'm teaching today as part of confidence coaching is building positive habits, improving your lifestyle. They're all simple. There's nothing that I've said and taught today, I'm pretty confident in saying this, that is quantum mechanics or things that you're going to go, I've never heard of that before. They're things that you've been hearing for years. Maybe you're not conscious of it, but the most important thing is, are you applying it? Because it's all good and well saying, yeah, I know that, I know Jonathan does that. Yeah, Les Brown does that. Yeah, Conor McGregor does that. Yeah, Mike Tyson does that. Yeah, Tyson Fury does that. Yeah, Mayweather does that. Great. But are you doing it though? I want you guys to do it for yourself, to look after yourself and be happy and confident, purposeful and motivated and driven and disciplined. And this coffee's really kicking in. Chris, just a word of advice, right? And I hope you receive this well, because it seems one of your challenges are evident. And if I'm wrong, please correct me. You've been talking a lot from the past, and I get that. I understand that, like, which is great. You're saying in the past you did tennis, you did judo, but you can't live in the past. What about now? And I've done it myself, right? A bit of tough love, right? I can get tough because I want to help people and I can see patterns. I've done it myself, right? We've got to get out of that because the past is the past. Appreciate it, learn from it. But what about now? Because if we're saying, yeah, 5 years ago I used to eat healthy, which is great, but now you're not eating healthy, it's not helping you. So we've got to break out of the past. Yeah, don't get me wrong, you can be proud of yourself because these are things you achieved in the past, and I think that's great. But what about today, Chris? And I'm not just speaking to Christopher, everyone, because we're all a bit guilty of doing this. And I often have to really help clients in sessions to get them to move forward and not be stuck in the past. And I know because I've fallen into this pattern before, Chris. So I want to make you aware of it so you can change it and keep growing, and help you a lot with this as you've mentioned it. But sometimes it's great what you've done to look for clues. Success leaves clues. So sometimes I've had to go back and say, what was I doing when I was successful in that period? Oh, okay, I was doing that. So write it down. Write down the things that you were doing in the past that were making you happy and successful, and start doing them now in the future, and you'll see your life change. But I do love the things that you said, and it will encourage other people. Some great things there. So you're kind of doing some of the things that I do in my 1 year coaching, Christopher, and you're doing in the past. A lot of the sort of activities and the socializing. That's why I've been doing a lot of videos lately, little short ones of me in the gym titled Accountability, to really motivate people and just give you a quick clip, short video of me in the gym. So you go, I want to do that. And you get in the gym and train. You guys also as well, if you want, you can follow me on Instagram if you want to get some ideas on meals, healthy meals to cook, motivation, success. My Instagram, I've kind of realized most of it is centered around how to build a positive lifestyle, and I have some, pictures of client sessions that they've let me take, weekend programs, but meals, clips, some great energy on my Instagram. So if you want to follow me there, check the name. My Instagram name is Confidence Coach Jonathan, one word. So if you look me up on Instagram, you can follow me, and I post up clips, and you got meal plans there. So you can copy my meals if you want healthy meals. These are meals that are healthy. Training clips. I do live streams and events, pictures and stuff. Really positive stuff. So if you can, you want, if it resonates, go for it. All right, we're going to go for another. I officially said 30 minutes today, so maybe another 5 or 10 minutes, because I'm really hungry. I've been fasting today, and I'm going to eat some food, and we'll continue this on another day. Any last questions, guys? Go for it. If you don't have any, that's fine. I'll answer them. Now, also as well, on the topic of accountability, this is accountability. I hold myself accountable to coaching you guys and doing these regular live streams, videos. So if some people want to know what accountability looks like, it's nothing fancy. It's being consistent. If you want to look yourself in the mirror and say, I can put my hand on my heart and say, I am accountable. I am a person who is accountable. Then accountability is consistency of your goals, whatever they are. I'm going to do a YouTube video at some point. This would be fun, and I'm going to like do a list of people that I really like who are like in the area of coaching, these kind of things. No, I haven't done anything like that for 5 days. That's a bit extreme, but who knows that if I felt like it, that would be great. It's more like what it says, intermittent. So I've had two coffees today, so I have had liquid, but I haven't had any food, and I've been up since about 11 in the morning, out the whole day, coaching, working on my business, and in the gym. So I haven't eaten for about 8 hours and a bit, which is good. Um, I don't do it every day, but I like incorporating it along with healthy eating. But yeah, I can feel the growth, underdog. Unchained. I can spiritually feel. Yeah, there's part of me that's hungry, but look at my mood, guys. I'm in a really good mood. Back in the day, I would have been moody without no food. So you build a strength and a tolerance the more that you fast. But I do balance it out. I don't do it every day because I've got a mentor and a friend who's an expert in training, mindset, and dieting, and I learn a lot from him. Which is why I keep saying, guys, the best investment you'll ever make is with yourself, and that's getting mentors and experts to help you in different areas of your life. It also makes you appreciate the food as well, because a lot of times we're not grateful at times, human nature. So when you fast and you're starving, you're hungry, you appreciate there are people that are really starving because we're not really starving compared to someone who hasn't got any food. So when I eat the food, I can taste it more. I appreciate it, and of course, it gets you in shape. It burns fat, and it also strengthens the mindset. So it makes me a better teacher and a better person. So yeah, I'll talk more about that on the channel. I'm going to do videos on that. I'm always fascinated and curious to know what videos you want me to cover, what areas, as some of you do ask me, but you can let me know. Even though these things are separate from being socially confident and getting over social anxiety, the more you exercise and fast and eat clean and diet, the more confidence you have when you're around people because you've got a right to feel confident and value more because of the discipline, because of the accountability, because of the positive habits. It shows up. It's a spiritual thing. It's like Mr. David Goggins says, you can't lie with this stuff. You have to live it and do it. You can't cheat your way into doing these things because you'll only be lying to yourself, um, more than anyone else. So it's a private practice which shows up in public in confidence, self-esteem, and being a lot more relaxed. I feel it now. I feel the months and years of all of this discipline that I've been practicing. It shows up. It shows up in how you feel when you're speaking to people in whatever social situation you happen to be in. Check my last stream that I done last night, which was on how to make money and attract relationships, and I talked a lot about this stuff. It's on the channel. Yeah, how to make money and attract quality relationships. I go into this more deeply, the spiritual aspect of discipline, getting in a good place, how things, giving more value to people. Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I've researched into it as well, and definitely believe it from my own experiences and hearing from the experiences of people that are um, experience that prolonged fasting periods and stuff. One of my clients did it a lot from America. He did it as part of his practice, his religious practice of God, and I always believed him, and I loved the enthusiasm that he always shared with me when he flew from the States, and I coached him in London, and we got on. We'd have these deep conversations, and he would tell me about it, and I'd be open because I'm interested to grow and learn, and so he would tell me about his experiences with fasting and not just from a standpoint of burning fat and getting in shape, which is great, but from the whole appreciation aspect. You appreciate yourself and other people and life more when you suffer a bit, when you go some periods of time without food. And it improves your character. There's no doubt about it. I'm actually going to do a video on the value, and a lot of time people don't understand of improving your character as a person. So I want to write that down. It just triggered the idea. How to improve. See, this is goal setting, guys. Straight away, get an idea, write it down, and commit to it and do it. Right? How to improve your character. So fasting is one way, and there's many other ways. Adding value to other people without expecting anything in return. Very powerful principle. Adding value to others without expectations of. Could you make a video on body language when going on dates with women? Sure, sure, I can do that. What do you want me to talk about? What the correct body language to have? 'Cause, 'cause that's a broad area, but I can do that, Chris. Okay, we'll make a note of that. How to improve body language on dates. Women. That's good, yeah. Underdog Unchained says he always gets the best ideas when he's driving, and he said it's probably because his mind is free to wonder. I like that. Right, we're getting to that time, guys. No, answer to that question's no. No, I don't. I don't regret it if I experience anxiety. I actually was teaching a mindset for that for social anxiety on regret, how to not regret. I actually made a video on that, a short video, somewhere on the channel. Actually, funny that you asked me that question. Where is it? Let's have a look. Where is it here? I think it's this one. So like I keep saying to my clients, stop judging yourself having social anxiety. I think it's that. I've spoken about that. I'll go more into detail because that's a good point. All right, Chris, I'll make a video on that. One of the best ways to get over regret is to appreciate the lesson from the disappointment that you've and then move forward and do better next time. Simple exercise I do in confidence coaching. You know, I'll go back to a time, I'll make this quick, guys. I did a public talk. This is over 10 years ago when I first started coaching. And it was the first talk that I gave. And I got very nervous and very anxious. And I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed. And I was wishing, funny you speak on that, underdog. My intuition told me that there was nothing to be ashamed of, that I was brave for trying. No one's perfect. Do it again. Do another public talk and keep doing them until you get better and you no longer get embarrassed and get awkward and start stuttering. So that's what I done. I've done another 10 talks and successfully was very confident. That's what helped me to not live with regret because I got anxious, experienced anxiety in a social situation and felt the negative feelings. So anyone can apply that in any situation. And a lot of the times I've got to coach clients through the pain of disappointment. Sometimes outside of the sessions, a client will say, "Oh, I went out with friends or I was at work and I feel really embarrassed that I was awkward or I didn't speak and I regret it and I couldn't sleep at night. It was stressing me out. I kept thinking that I was stupid, that why did I get nervous?" Say, listen, man, stop the judging. It's growth. Great. Move forward. How can you be better next time? What can you take from it? What are the positives? He says, well, the positives are, you know, the worst case scenario happened. It's not that bad. Move forward. And it helps people a lot. You see support, the simplicity, thinking differently. You know, you can't overcome anxiety without going through some mistakes and challenges. It's not possible. No one's perfect, but that's not a rationalization to then not be great. So you've got to keep going. You're welcome. I'm glad that you appreciate that because you know, we got the same values, and I appreciate that as well. The value of giving value in life to people without expecting anything back, which takes a lot of discipline. Anyone can achieve it, and it's the joy of giving the value that is the result. And of course, if something comes from that, you deserve it. Great, but you're not going to be banging your head against the wall and shouting and cursing because you gave value to someone and you feel that they didn't give you something back. So yeah, that's a biblical principle, and you know it's been around for I don't know how long. Again, it's a value that I was taught growing up. It's a value that we all forget at times. We're human, but it's one that I remind myself every day and I work on, and it really does help you to be happy in life. Another video that I will cover and will do. And I was teaching that. Well, I teach that all the time, but specifically, I was working on that with a client, and he absolutely loved it. He was going through some mindset challenges with the concept of making money and moving forward in his business. And I said to him, if you just focus on the money, you're going to be miserable, and you're probably not going to make the money. There's nothing wrong with wanting to make money and setting goals to make money, and we'll do that for your business. But focus on the value. That's what made you the money previously in the first place in your business, that you weren't focused on money, you're focused on doing what you love. What do you love doing? He said, helping people. Continue to help them. How can you help them? By doing events, free events, YouTube videos, coaching. Do that then. Focus on giving value. Don't expect any money. A few weeks later, he tells me, oh, guess what, Johnny? I followed your advice. I got a paid client. There you go, because you followed the principle of giving value and enjoying the value and not getting desperate and suffering and caught up on the expectations that I need the results. I need. That puts you in depression if you keep doing that. Right, guys. That'll be it for today. Great. I aim to do 30 minutes. I did an hour. And I'm going to have my first meal today and appreciate all of you coming on. It was amazing today. I'm going to be doing a lot more talks on the confidence coaching and the things that we love on this channel. So yeah, I'll speak to you guys soon. Good luck with progress and thanks for coming on. It was great. I learned a lot from teaching and I'm going to enjoy that meal. All right. Speak to you guys soon. Have a good one.